There's a name that keeps popping up, whether you're scrolling social media, watching the news, or even overhearing conversations. Barron Trump. Some call him a mystery, others a modern-day enigma. But one thing's for sure, he's not your average teenager. At just 18, Barron has captured global attention in a way most people can only dream of, and yet, we know almost nothing about him. Why does someone with no public social media, no interviews, and barely any public appearances manage to spark such intense curiosity? Is it his towering height? His famous last name? Or something else entirely? Something we just can't put our finger on? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why Barron Trump might just be the most famous kid in the world. And here's the kicker, I'm saving the most surprising fact about him for the very end. You won't want to miss it. Barron Trump was born into the kind of life most of us can barely imagine. As the youngest son of former U.S. President Donald Trump and Melania Trump, his every move has been watched closely since the day he was born. But unlike many kids in the spotlight, Barron has managed to stay an enigma. While most kids his age flood social media with selfies and updates, Barron remains completely offline, no TikTok videos, no Instagram stories, nothing. This alone sets him apart. People are fascinated by what they don't know. Why is he so private? What's he really like? And here's something that makes Barron even more unusual. His upbringing wasn't just in the public eye, it was under the scrutiny of the entire world. Imagine being just 10 years old and moving into the White House, living where history is made, with cameras capturing your every move. But despite this, Barron rarely spoke, rarely smiled for the cameras, and almost never engaged with the press. It's this silence that's made people even more curious. But there's more to Barron than just his family name. He's not just a Trump, he's the only child of Melania, who has famously kept him grounded. She once said, "I'm raising him to be normal." But what does normal even mean when your dad is a billionaire and your home address is the most famous building in the world? And if you think this is interesting, just wait. In the next section, we'll talk about the public's obsession with Barron, from his rare appearances to the wild theories people come up with about him. Keep watching, because it only gets more fascinating from here. Barron Trump might be quiet, but the world certainly isn't. Every time he steps into public view, people can't stop talking about him. From his rapid growth spurt standing at an incredible 6 feet 7 inches to his reserved expressions, every detail sparks curiosity. He's been called everything from the silent giant to the mystery kid. One moment that broke the internet? His rare appearance at his father's farewell speech in January 2021. Standing taller than anyone in the family, Barron didn't say a word, yet social media erupted with questions. Why does he look so serious? What's he thinking? And perhaps the most common question of all, what's his life like behind the scenes? Some fans even speculate about his hobbies. Is he into sports, given his height? Or maybe he's a tech genius, staying behind the scenes to craft his own future. The lack of information fuels the intrigue. People want answers, and when they don't get them, they create their own narratives. Even his relationship with his family adds to the fascination. Unlike many children of high-profile parents, Barron doesn't bask in the spotlight alongside his father. Instead, he's often seen as being closest to his mother, Melania, who fiercely protects his privacy. It's this careful balance of visibility and mystery that keeps the world guessing. But here's what's truly fascinating. While many celebrity kids grow up embracing the fame, Barron seems to reject it entirely. In the next section, we'll uncover why his life is so different from other famous kids, and how that difference might be his biggest advantage. When we think of kids born into fame, names like Blue Ivy Carter, Brooklyn Beckham, and Northwest come to mind. These celebrity children are often in the spotlight, sharing glimpses of their lives through social media, attending red carpet events, and even building their own brands at a young age. But Barron Trump is the complete opposite, and that's what sets him apart. Unlike these celebrity kids, Barron has no public Instagram account, no YouTube channel, and no flashy appearances on magazine covers. In a world where being online equals being visible, Barron is a ghost. This makes him an anomaly in the age of constant exposure. The more he avoids the public eye, the more people want to know about him. And then there's the family dynamic. While most famous kids grow up in the entertainment industry, Barron's fame comes from politics, a world where privacy is fiercely guarded and image is everything. Living in the White House wasn't just about luxury, it came with rules, expectations, and constant scrutiny. This difference in upbringing could explain why Barron stands out. He wasn't raised to seek attention but to avoid it. Some say this makes him more relatable, others think it's part of what makes him so intriguing. Either way, it's clear he's playing a very different game than most kids his age. But here's the question, is Barron's approach to fame intentional, or is it simply who he is? In the next section, we'll dive deeper into his personality and the impact of his unusual upbringing. And trust me, this part will challenge everything you think you know about him. Here's where things get even more interesting. Barron Trump's personality is a complete puzzle. Unlike other famous kids who are often shaped by the limelight, Barron seems to exist in the shadows. His rare public appearances give almost no clues about who he really is. Yet, it's precisely this mystery that keeps people talking. What little we know about Barron comes from fleeting glimpses. He's often seen standing quietly beside his parents, avoiding the cameras and the chaos. His reserved nature sparks endless speculation. Is he shy? Is he simply uninterested in the public spectacle around him? Or is this all part of a carefully crafted strategy to protect his privacy? Even the smallest details about Barron seem to fuel the fascination. For example, his striking height has led to rumors that he's pursuing basketball. Others wonder if he's following in his mother's footsteps with a passion for design, or if he's inherited his father's interest in business and politics. The truth? No one knows. And that's exactly why people can't look away. But here's the real twist, Barron's silence might be his superpower. In an era where oversharing is the norm, his choice to stay private makes him unique. While most famous kids are building their brands online, Barron's brand is his absence. It's the kind of mystery that only makes him more fascinating. In the next section, we'll explore what Barron's life might look like in the future and how his approach to fame could shape his destiny in ways no one sees coming. Stay with me, because the final reveal will completely change how you think about him. Here's the big question. What happens next for Barron Trump? Will he follow in his father's footsteps and enter the world of business or politics? Or will he carve out a completely different path, away from the Trump legacy altogether? The truth is, Barron's future remains as enigmatic as his present. At just 18, he has the world at his feet, but the weight of expectations on his shoulders. Being the son of a former president comes with unique pressures. Every decision he makes will likely be dissected by the public. But what makes Barron different is that he spent his life avoiding the spotlight, not chasing it. Some speculate that he'll step into a leadership role in the Trump organization. After all, he's the youngest and perhaps the last Trump heir to carry the family name forward. Others wonder if he'll surprise everyone and pursue something completely unexpected, something unrelated to the Trump brand. There's also the question of whether he'll ever embrace public life. Barron has already proven that he's comfortable staying behind the scenes. But could his silence one day evolve into influence? Could the quietest Trump become the most powerful one? As of now, Barron's future is a blank canvas, and that's what makes it so intriguing. While other famous kids are living their lives in real time for the world to see, Barron is a mystery waiting to unfold. But before we wrap this up, there's one more surprising fact about Barron that ties everything together, and it's something almost no one knows. Stick around for the final section where I'll reveal it. So, is Barron Trump the most famous kid in the world? The answer might not be as simple as yes or no. What sets him apart isn't just his family name or his rare public appearances, it's the mystery that surrounds him. In an era where everyone's life is on full display, Barron's decision to stay private makes him one of the most fascinating figures of his generation. But here's the part you've been waiting for, the surprising fact about Barron Trump that most people don't know. He's fluent in Slovenian, his mother Melania's native language, and often uses it when speaking with her. This isn't just a fun fact, it shows how deeply connected he is to his roots, even while living in one of the most high-profile families in the world. Now, here's where I need your input. What do you think makes someone truly the most famous kid in the world? Is it their last name, their personality, or the way they choose to live their life? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going. And before you go, here's a challenge for you. Think of the most private famous person you know and compare them to Barron. Share your answer in the comments, and I'll feature the most unique response in my next video. Don't miss your chance to be part of the conversation.